Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Therapyology Thursday. My name is Lexie and I am a clinical therapist here at Therapyology, and I am also the director of Camp Therapyology. And I'm here with Olivia.
Yeah, I'm Olivia DeLong. I'm a clinician here at Therapyology as well, and I'm the assistant director of Camp Therapyology.
Woo, go team. So today's episode of Therapyology Thursday, we are going to go over what therapyology even is and everything that we are doing and implementing over the summer. And we got some really cool events and really cool programs going on, and we are excited to share it with the greater community.
Yeah, just because we kind of started this Therapyology Thursday and we've had a lot of guests on so far, which is super exciting. But I don't think we've actually stopped and explained what Therapyology is all about and all of the awesome things that we do, not only this summer, but like throughout the year too. So to get us started, I think Lexi's going to tell us all about Therapyology.
Yeah, for sure. Therapyology is a mental health private practice located in West Bloomfield in Michigan. We are a team of six clinicians. We are all social workers. And our mission here at Therapyology is to empower the next generation. So we kind of want to talk about what it means to us to empower the next generation.
Yeah, because I think we can like throw that term around empower, but I think it means a little bit different to each person. So for me and the clients that I see, it means a lot of like taking control over what you're experiencing and almost having like the confidence and the tools to make it through the life transitions and
Mhm.
challenges that we might face. Because I think that's one thing when we are feeling anxiety or feeling a lack of control that can really bring us back is knowing what tools to use and even just knowing more about what we're experiencing.
Mhm. And for me, to empower the next generation means to be a person and hold a space um, for my clients to learn coping skills, learn tools, come to conclusions and realizations, and have aha moments and go out into the real world and try the things that we talked about and come back and figure out what worked and what didn't and how we can kind of pivot and make a life and a world that is really great for them at the stage of life that they are in. And I think that we are always stronger together. And I think that working with a therapist is empowering within itself. And it's always really exciting for my clients when they come back week after week or whenever I see them and they're able to report back that they tried something that we learned in session. And I even have clients who talk about coping skills that we learn in session, and when their friends are feeling anxious or whatever they're feeling, they rely that to them. So almost it's like a ripple effect too,
Yeah.
in a way.
Right. And I think that goes a lot into like a key concept of social work. So clinical, macro, anything in social work is like the self-determination piece and being an active participant. And so really what I hear when you're saying that is like empowering that individual to be an active participant in their treatment, in their care, in their
Mm-hmm.
progress, in their change.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's just like really powerful that you're giving them that
Totally.
control.
Totally. One of my favorite things actually to work with my clients on is advocating for themselves, because as a therapist and as a social worker, we all do, we advocate for our clients, whether it be with their families or with their schools or the camps they're going to, whatever they need. And I think that that's great and that's our job and we love it. And I think that what's even more empowering to empower the next generation is to empower them to be that advocate for themselves,
Mhm.
to know that they deserve what they're working towards and what they want, whether it be extended time to finish a project or things of that nature.
Or voicing their needs, or yeah,
Yeah, voicing, yeah,
definitely.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think that leads into the other thing we want to talk about is Therapyology Thursday in general. So these videos that we're doing right now and that we've done several over the last few months, we kind of created as a way to teach those skills to the greater community. So making sure that those who do not have access to therapy or access to group therapy, anything like that, do have the ability to watch these videos and learn a little bit more about the universally experienced mental health topics.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And hopefully through Therapyology Thursday, it makes therapy, facing your anxiety and your problems, talking to someone, talking to a therapist a little bit more digestible, that you can see us,
Mhm.
see how we talk, see how we act. Maybe it's relatable, maybe it's not. And potentially it makes it more comfortable to want to talk to someone or to want to open up and be vulnerable with your friends or your family about what you are experiencing.
Mhm. And I think that can really destigmatize mental health,
Mhm.
right? Is
Mhm.
when we know more about it. So, and we also know that others are experiencing it.
Mhm.
So it kind of takes the pressure off of ourselves to be like, this is something that
Mhm.
I'm doing wrong, and that's why I feel this way. And really shed a different perspective to be like, oh, wait, other people are experiencing this, and there's actually help for me out there.
Totally. And I feel like even by clicking on this video is very courageous because it's
Mhm.
very like low risk, potentially high reward.
Yeah.
Hearing two clinicians in the community talking about mental health and how we can offer support in our services through what we'll be talking about through the rest of this episode.
Yeah. So, on the topic of Therapyology Thursdays, if you have some topics that you're interested in us discussing, or if you would like to be a guest on Therapyology Thursday, send us a direct message on Instagram, comment on the YouTube video, whatever you need to get in touch with us. We'd be happy to explore those topics because we're always down to either talk to a professional in the field, talk to someone who has lived experience in these mental health topics, or just to even learn more ourselves
Yeah,
about all of these things
totally.
that everyone's experiencing. So,
Totally. That's great.
yeah.
And what would you say? So at Therapyology, we see kids, teens, and adolescents starting around ages 5. You go to age 25, a little bit older, a little bit younger. And we mostly work with clients who are presenting with anxiety, perfectionism issues, depression, family conflict, ADHD, low self-esteem, body image issues, friendship and relationship issues, behavioral management. So given all of that, what would you say that you are seeing a lot in your practice right now?
Definitely bullying and then anxiety too. I think our this new generation is super insightful and
Mhm.
super I mean just knowledgeable about mental health topics. However, because they are so knowledgeable, sometimes they might not have the
So
tools.
overwhelming.
Yeah, yep. So they might not have the tools to like cope with some of those things that they're experiencing, and then they know that they're experiencing them. So it
They know
just
they're experiencing
yeah.
it, but they feel like nobody else is too.
Exactly. Yeah. So it just can be kind of difficult to go through that by yourself, and it can feel really isolating. So
For
that's what I'm
sure.
seeing a lot with my
For
clients.
sure. For sure. I would say I'm also seeing a lot of my clients being a victim of bullying right now, whether it be cyberbullying through messages online and a lot of exclusion, people posting that they're together and not invited, and a lot of just confusion. Are they my friend? I thought they were. That's something I'm seeing a lot of, and I'm also seeing a lot of um anxiety and nervousness through this transition that we're experiencing right now. So whether it
Yes.
be from elementary to middle, middle to high school to college, or just end of this school year into summer. A lot of my clients have their first job, their first internship. They're going away to sleepaway camp, and it's been 10 months, 12 months since they did that the last time. And a lot of just coping ahead and figuring out how to get to the next step and calm that anxiety.
Yeah, and I think with that is like perfectionism too, right?
Mhm.
So getting towards the end of the school year and being nervous about where you go next
Mhm.
and trying to be the best or having a lot of pressures from all of all of the different factors in
Mhm.
life. But
Mhm.
yeah, that's a
Yeah.
lot of heaviness.
Yeah. I'm also seeing a lot of clients off of that struggling with letting go of the control
Hmm.
that they're going away to whatever they're doing and they don't get to pick that they are on their phone or that they want to sleep in, that they don't want that food or they don't want to do something and they're not feeling very worky. And that can be frustrating to a lot of. It's really interesting we have weekly clinical meetings and as therapists we collaborate and it's interesting to see that all of us see the same themes different times a year in session and we know from what our clients report is that they feel very isolated in their situation. They feel very isolated that they are getting bullied or that they're nervous to go to summer camp, but they're nervous for this family event they have coming up because they haven't seen their family in a long time. And they feel like, yeah, they can talk to us and their therapist, but I feel as though something else that they would love to do is talk to their peers about it and feel
Definitely.
normalized. I can tell them all day long that I see that all day long in my practice, and they'll be like, okay, maybe it makes them feel better a little bit, but I think hearing it from their peers, which we'll talk about opportunities to do that later in
Mhm.
this episode.
Video. Mhm.
Um, but I think that that is something that we are seeing and that our clients, I wish that they, could see how normal it is to feel that way.
Definitely. And we'll go into some of
Yeah.
the events that are coming up, one of which we're super excited for, which is called
A taste of camp therapyology. While the kids are away, the adults will play.
Ooh.
So this event is for any helping professional in the community. So whether you are a social worker, any sort of licensed counselor, marriage and family therapist, dietitian, I'll keep listing them, dietitian, a doctor, a nurse, a PA, a teacher, a tutor, learning specialist, any helping professional, this event is for you. And it is in promotion of our Camp Therapyology program that is happening towards the end of the summer. And this event will be an opportunity for all of us just to kind of have some fun, meet one another, network with one another, understand how we can help each other further help our clients,
Mhm.
and just collaborate and talk while, of course, doing fun camp activities. So
Mhm.
we will be having a waffle s'more bar. We will be tie-dyeing, making friendship bracelets, and
Playing with chalk,
chalk.
and
Yeah.
then having some really good, like in-depth conversation about things that we experience as professionals.
hmm
Mm.
So, an example of that, which you can think about before the event, come prepared with your answer, would be how do you, as a helping professional, separate that identity from you as a human being, just being a friend?
Mhm.
Because I know sometimes I will be talking to a friend of mine and they will want support as a friend, and sometimes it's hard to remember that my role, or maybe it's hard, but it's interesting to remember how my role is to be their friend. It's not necessarily
Mhm.
to therapize them, right?
Yeah. Well, and we talk about boundaries all the time with our clients, and I'm
hmm
sure a lot of helping professions talk about boundaries. And so it can really be kind of like a practice what you preach situation where
hmm
you have to have that boundary and not therapize your friends or family or colleagues or,
Yeah.
all of the above, right? Because overall, all of us are ourselves
Yeah.
first. I think that that's my favorite thing to remember is we are ourselves first before we are blank.
Yeah.
So
You're a
before
person
we are a
first.
therapist. Yep.
hmm
And that way we can always remember that our friends do want a friend. They want us. They were friends with us probably before we were the role that we are in now. So we definitely want to make sure that we stay true to where we are and keep that boundary because if not, then like burnout can happen
hmm
and resentment of your profession can happen. So
Right. And what would you say you're most excited for about the event?
I mean, the s'mores bar sounds really good, like the s'mores waffle bar.
Yeah.
But one of the other things that we're doing is we're having like an affirmation board where everyone can write like a positive affirmation, either about what they're experiencing as a professional or maybe just like a statement to help them through their personal life or both, right?
Yeah. Sure.
And I just love seeing everyone's responses on those things. We've done them at a few events that
hmm
we go to and like doing vision boards and things. And it's just so powerful to see all of the, gosh, positive statements that people can
hmm
put as their self affirmations. Some of the things that you read and you're like, wow, I didn't know, but I needed to read that for myself.
hmm
Like I
hmm
needed
Like
that.
it really hits home.
Yeah.
Well, okay, and going off that, what would you say is an affirmation right now that you're like, this is the one?
Oh, man. Um, So one of the ones actually, we have a board in our office right now that has some sticky notes near it. And on two of the sticky notes on it, it says, I am brave.
Mm.
And ever since I saw that, I mean, I'm a grown adult, but ever since I
But you
saw
still need to be
that,
brave. Recognize,
it
yeah.
has just resonated with me so much in the life transitions that I'm going through. Being brave is something I think is kind of not talked a lot about, especially as adults. And
hmm
so I feel like that's just really, ever since I saw that, I haven't been able to get that out of my head and that I am brave. And when I saw that, I was like, yes, you are brave.
I
Like,
love that.
yeah.
I love that.
What about you?
I would say I'm capable of anything that I put my mind and heart and body and soul to, something along those
Mhm,
lines. I think it's really easy to feel defeated by work, especially as a mental health professional
mhm,
in this day and age, I guess.
yeah,
I think it's really easy to be defeated and professionally and just like in life in general. And I think that reminding yourself that you are capable to do what you're putting your mind to is important, as well as drawing on past experiences when things are maybe hard, and knowing that you did it before. So why can't you do it now? You were
yeah.
younger then. You knew less then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. No, I love that.
Mm.
Good. So if you're interested in signing up for that June 4th event, and you're a professional who wants to join, send Lexie an email, which we'll put in the notes of this episode, and it's on our social media. It's pretty much everywhere at this
Yeah.
point.
True.
But definitely sign up. There's still time, and we are just so excited to see everybody there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, next, we're going to talk about camp therapyology. So, kind of what the taste of camp therapyology is based upon, which is our version of camp. So, camp therapyology was started in 2020 by Brooke, so the founder of Therapyology. And she started it during a time where everyone was like facing tons of isolation and needed social connection. So that's how it started. And I
Mhm.
think for Camp Therapyology 2023, we're addressing those universally experienced things that we talked about at the beginning of this episode. So things like bullying, family conflict, identity, and then also anxiety and perfectionism, and then learning
Mhm.
some really awesome coping skills to cope with it.
Mhm. And going off of that, I think the biggest thing that we anticipate our participants to get out of it is to know that they are not alone in their
Yes.
struggle and feeling like, who am I? Maybe what's happening to my body? Why am I just kind of feeling low on myself and comparing myself? And we'll talk about ways to cope and to feel better and offer perspective shifts.
Mhm.
And we are really looking forward to that program.
Yeah.
Um,
I think it's almost taking a different spin on the isolation and the connectivity part
mhm,
because I think during COVID, when camp therapyology was first introduced, it was
mhm.
definitely for like the social connection because
Right.
we
You're
were
like
all
physically
feeling
isolated.
so
Yeah.
isolated, right? And then now I think there's the isolation of those mental health things that we're
Mhm,
feeling or those emotions or challenges or struggles
mhm,
that we're having that we feel isolated with. So it's
mhm,
kind of interesting to see it go from the shift
mhm.
of like building social connection to now like one step further. Let's destigmatize mental health. Let's normalize our
Right.
challenges.
Right. And I really believe that kids need this because as we all do it, or online, on social media, on phone texting, whatever it is, the more disconnected we are, honestly, just from ourselves.
Yep.
Just when we are living a life, and then there's also a life that we're living online. I think that it's really important that, we leave the phones at home or in the bag or whatever and really spend this time to connect with one another under the leadership of licensed clinical social workers here at
Yep.
Therapyology. And learn a lot about each other, yourself, mental health, and most importantly, have fun.
Yeah. And so this is going to be in August. What date is that?
It's August 14th to 18th, and our
Perfect.
program is actually flexible with day camps that are still happening then towards the end of the summer. So we're offering the program from 10 a.m. to noon or 5 to 7 p.m. So if you're still going to day camp, you get home off the bus around 4:20 and head to Camp Therapyology. It is for participants ages 8 to 14, and they'll be grouped by age, and each program will be age appropriate, and conversations will be age appropriate. And the cost is $350 for the week.
Really exciting.
Yeah.
So still time to sign up for that. The info will be in the notes, but definitely just shoot us an email or an instant message on Instagram, and we can answer any questions that
Yeah,
you have.
super
Okay,
exciting.
good. So then the final thing that we're really excited about.
Is our ambassador program that we will be introducing towards the end of the summer.
Woohoo!
Basically, in our practice and around the community, we are seeing such an interest from high schoolers and college age students in the mental health field. And I know personally, as a college student, I knew I wanted to do something in mental health, didn't really know what the difference is between psychology, social work,
Yeah.
therapy. I'm not sure. So this program is for high schoolers or college age kids who are interested in the mental health field and they want to just learn more and be involved. So we plan for our ambassadors to plan events that are kind of similar to Camp Therapyology. So for example, maybe we'll do a spin class, and after the spin class, we'll talk about healthy movement and it'll be presented by the ambassadors.
Mhm.
And not really formal, just, creating a space to have an event to promote that.
It's an opportunity to like kind of see how getting involved in your community from a mental health aspect works, because I think a lot of us want to be advocates, and especially at a young age we might not know how, and like you said, you love doing that in session with
Mm-hmm.
your clients, is learn how to be advocates.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is a really great opportunity for people who want to be involved in mental health eventually, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe thinking about it, to learn how to be an advocate for mental health as well.
Right, for sure. And I think that a lot of these students, from what I understand from the people who I've talked to who are interested in the program, is that they are passionate about mental health. They have their own story and experience, and they don't know what to do with wanting to move that forward. So
Yeah.
hopefully this program will destigmatize mental health in their communities and put that passion and fire into action through
Mhm.
event planning, through advocacy on social media and around the community, and just showing up for mental health.
Mhm. Plus, I think it'll look really awesome on
Yeah, yeah.
resumes, and it also will be a networking
Hmm.
opportunity. So it would be just so incredible to see where these teens go from there after that point, and see if maybe someday they will be therapists. So really, I
Yeah,
think like we're truly empowering the next generation with that program,
yeah.
which is super exciting.
It's really exciting.
Yeah.
And we will have 10 participants on our first cohort coming this end of summer, fall time.
So more information will be coming soon on that, so you can learn how to interview and apply for those
Hmm.
roles and those positions. And yeah, so super exciting stuff. All of summer 2023 is jam packed. And then we'll keep on continuing to make these Therapyology Thursday
Yeah,
videos.
we're excited.
And yeah, so that's a wrap, right?
Yeah, thanks for
All right,
watching.
thanks for watching.